Everyone's been having a great day. So this segment of the channel is to just watch some meaningful videos and see some of the ways people have actually been trying to help others who are in need. I mean, we're all called to do greater stuff for the kingdom in one way or the other. For a lot of us, it may not be in these particular ways, it may be in other ways. But in one way or the other, wherever it is that you're able to do good, you always should do good. And no matter what it is that persons have to say about you, no matter what it is that persons want to do where your good is concerned, you should still always do the good. So we're just gonna go through a few of these videos to just actually see what's happening. Alright, so in this first clip, we're gonna see where some persons are actually so good to this bus driver. I guess he must have felt scared. I guess, he wasn't sure what was actually gonna become of not only himself but also the passengers. Alright, so let's take a look and see what's happening here. Wow, just look at what unity can actually do. How unity can actually help us to overcome such a great challenge. Wow, look at that. Wow, and see, just like that, not by sheer willpower, but also, the faith of, God, they were actually able to overcome. And see, they always have a little saying that says, unity is strength, and strength is unity. And indeed, we did see this. Alright, so in this next one, where we're going to take a look, we're going to see where, this young child just puts a smile on everyone's faces. Alright, let's take a look. Wow, look at that. Yeah, it doesn't get better than that. And see, it's just something so nice to see. Yeah, look at that. Yo, wow, that's really good. That's really nice stuff. They're all giving each other fist bump and he gave him something. And see, even a little flag. Look how excited she is. Wow, now wasn't that just heartwarming? Yeah, it's amazing to see just how well, God has given us the ability to bless others. But just a second before we move on to the next video. I do hope, and it's with good intention that all of these videos are being created, that they'll be able to allow us to see just what it is that we can be able to do to help others. For some of us, we might not be in the situation or in the position to be able to do it all the time, but we all have to commute, we all have to be on the road and interact with so many people. Sometimes it might just be, helping someone on the road, or in the case of this video, sometimes it might just be putting a smile on somebody's face. Let's take a look. Wow, look at her expression, look at her face. That was just so heartwarming. You could have seen just how happy and how excited she was just to be able to be given some roses. And it doesn't have to be something big to make a world of a difference for someone. It can be something small, as in the case of this next video. Let's look and see what's going to happen here. Oh my God, look at what this guy just did. Look at what this guy just did. Look at what this guy just did. This man literally leapt out of a moving vehicle as a bus driver with, I could see at least more than 5 people inside, just to go and help someone who, I'm not sure what happened, maybe for one reason or the other. He lost control and he actually, hopped into the vehicle and put the car in park. I have no words. That's just amazing right there. Let's continue. Okay. Oh wow, seems as if this guy is choking. Oh wow, she's trying to help. Yeah, whoa, look at the amount of, here comes somebody who actually knows the hammock. Wow, look at the amount of people that gathered together just to assist in what could have been a fatal situation just now. So, some of the times you want to assist and you want to help, however, you don't have the skills, the knowledge, or the expertise to. And, funny enough, God always places someone, in the situation or somebody in the gap that is actually able to help. So the first person, he was there, or I think it was she, I'm not sure, but they were trying to help by patting the back. However, I think you have to do something with your finger. You can connect me in the comments if you're wrong. And then you have to do that pulling motion towards the stomach to allow whatsoever it is to come up. And there was somebody who, just gently pushed him aside quickly and assisted, to do the Hamlet the correct way. And then so many people came around just to help. And this could have been a very upside down situation for this man. And see, we have to give thanks that, in every situation we're actually able to assist. This was just a heart touching video for me. Hope it should be for you too. Let's continue. Alrighty, wow. This looks nice, eh? Yeah, I'm pretty sure all these people are happy right now. Wow. That was so nice. So, bro just went around and, we just gave some hugs and gave around some things to persons. And a part of the video too, he went around and, he just hid stuff in persons, what would you call it? I think they're tents or so forth. Yeah, and even the last gentleman, he ended up giving him some sandals and so forth. That was good. That was really good. And these are everyday superheroes. It's just that we don't hear about them so much. And in these day and ages, these are the things that we really need to emphasize on, because it's just amazing what a good deed or a good thought or even a good word or action can do, as what we're about to see in this video here. Not sure how they got into this situation, but by some means or ways, something went wrong. But let's see how they go about doing it. Here we go. Wow, look at that. Oh my God. Wow. I mean, what would he have done if these persons weren't here to actually save him? Just the sheer number of people who are there, and all of them are holding onto the vehicle to prevent it from going down into the water. When I was younger growing up, I always heard that, you should be successful, you should do the most with your time and all of that. But I'm not against, material things, because we all need things, right, to survive. We all need to have a level of success. But the greatest success and victories for me for any given moment in time is when I'm able to, really allow for the love of God to be seen as what's evident in this. It takes a village to raise a child. But in this instance, it took almost a village to save this man. We can just imagine what would have happened if all of these persons didn't group together their strength. When, God blessed this man and he was able to think so quickly, he made the thing with the cloth and he threw it to him and he was able to come out. This is just another example of, what it is to be, loving and have the heart of God. Because remember, love covers a multitude of sins. And see, sometimes we're not even deserving of love, but God came down and died for us anyways. And yet still, even in a situation, in a circumstance like this, even if it was a case that we had anything with somebody to save their lives, that's more important, because the greatest thing over assets, money, and all of that is life. And thank God this man got out. In this next video, we're about to see, where someone, I would say, seems as if he was gonna have some form of challenge in terms of his physical demeanor. It could be it's evident that something was wrong with him, and the least likely of persons came to actually somebody who needed help yourself, but they have a will of fire. Let's see what's happening here in this next video. Here we go. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my God. Seems like he was so fatigued. Then a group of persons coming to help. Look at this. He can barely but make it. Come on, stand up, guy. Stand up, guy. Fight it. Stand up, guy. Stand up, guy. Come on, stand up, guy. Oh my God. So the first person who realized and stopped to help was somebody who had 2 prosthetic legs. Everybody else ran across from this man. Nobody stopped to help him. And see, sometimes our help comes from the most unlikely of places. You may never even have thought that they were able to actually assist because, they might have a physical condition or an ailment. But what we have to understand and what we have to grow to love and to appreciate is that, things that are beyond our control doesn't define our heart and who we are as a person. So I may not be able to speak as clearly as I should. However, I can still be loving. However, I can still have the fruits of the Spirit. And see, it's not about the things that we're actually able to do, but it's more about the things that we actually do, because so many persons passed this guy, and yet still this one person decided to assist. And that's just something that's just so amazing. I have to give thanks for this guy. Thumbs up all day, my brother. Alright, moving on to the next one. Wow, that's so lovely. That's so lovely. So, here goes this guy, giving out some food. Pretty sure the other gentleman, he needed something to eat. And there you go, he got something to eat. And I'm sure that he was happy to get that food, giving God thanks. Alrighty, so in this next one that we're about to see, I think it's always a good thing to assist others that can't assist themselves. But sometimes it's even greater to assist, even animals that aren't able to assist themselves. And you always hear as a child as well that, a child shall lead them. And how can a generation be continued if they aren't youths? Now, these may not be humans, however, I'm pretty sure that they appreciate it. Let's watch. Wow. This guy, though, and look at Mama Jesus over there. Wow. Look at that. They're just so happy. They're just so happy. They're just so comfortable. And, I'm pretty sure that within a couple of probably minutes or hours or I'm not sure how fast the time would have moved, them still being alive in there, something, otherwise unfavorable could have happened, but thank God that it didn't. Yeah, let's continue. Oh wow, what's happening here? Seems that this guy got rushed away with the water. Wow. Oh my God, they're coming in. Wow. Wow. That's just so amazing. Look at the expression in that guy's face. I mean, I'm pretty sure that he thought to himself that was going to be the end. However, when God is in it, there's no limit. When the favor of God is over your life and you have a divine destiny and purpose, then there's nothing that can break it. You can't die before your time. You cannot, and I repeat, you cannot be stopped. Just looking on this video, it made me think to myself, how many times I personally would have been placed in situations where it seemed impossible for me to survive, whether it was a mental situation, whether it was physical, financial, spiritual, whatsoever it be, probably some form of relationship issues and all of that. So this guy might have been on a rig that was being carried away by water. However, our situation may not have been that. And I just want you to remember that in all things give thanks. It doesn't matter about how dire your situation looks, how grim it looks. You may be saying to yourself, this guy's situation is crazy and my situation isn't that bad. But you don't have to die physically.
You can die spiritually and otherwise. So you have to keep your mind grounded, keep your faith grounded. Think on the good things, even in diverse times. Always give thanks, because just like that, God is already sending help on the way for you. Because remember, your divine purpose, your divine destiny, it's all here waiting for you. And just like this man who got a second chance, your second chance is coming up. Let's take a look at this next one. Oh, wow. It's always a pleasure to be able to see persons that, assist others who need something to eat. I don't know about you, but I purposely put myself in that position one time to see that, wow, being hungry is not something that's easy to deal with. Being hungry is not something that you want to deal with. Honestly speaking, being hungry will destroy you from the inside out, literally. It will destroy your mentality too, because it's like you have this bit of pride and you don't want to ask for help. So you just sit there and deal with it while you're deteriorating. Now, I don't know, but God always sends some form of destiny helper to assist him. I'm pretty sure this guy, this made a world of a difference for him today. That's what we're going to see in this next one. Let's go. Wow, they're excited. Yeah, they're excited. It's nice. Seems like they have some form of restaurant, deli. I guess they do sandwiches, food. His wife is so excited. Wow. Wow. Just wow. Look at that guy's expression. That guy's expression just tells it all. And his wife, she's so supportive. A lot of the times we tend to go over and above for everybody else. But when it's time for us to actually have that love and that same conviction, return to us, sometimes it's non-existent. So I'm pretty sure that I understand the feeling that this man and his wife have, being the owner of a restaurant. I'm pretty sure that, they would have given away a lot of free food, helped a lot of homeless people, worked hard to deliver quality meals to persons that, comply with health acts and all of those type of stuff. They would have came in early, they would have went away late just to ensure that the meals were prepared and the ingredients were prepared and all available as well. And I'm just here and I'm just looking and I'm just saying, wow, probably he would never in 100 years would have expected to get something like that. But even this one that's about to play right now, this one blows my mind. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look. Yeah, so this guy's with his bros. Oh my god, some hunters here. Oh wow. So for some reason it seems like he had some issues with the front of his ear. So not one, but two of his other bros, they decided to trim their hair just the same way. And I can say that it's something great when you have a support system. Not only a support system that's there for you when it's convenient to be, but it's even more important to have a support system that's there for you when they need to be. And see, sometimes, friends isn't just a word. Friends are persons who we need to have around us that are able to support us even in our down times, even in those times when it feels as if it doesn't make any sense to continue, even in those times when people just want to laugh at you and, people want to ridicule you and people want to laugh at you and people want to get at you. That they should be there to grab you by the hand. They should be there to support you. And we can see that this was all that was being presented by these two guys that, decided that, hey, look, something's happening with your hair, my boy, and we're gonna shave our hair in the same exact way. So we're all gonna look the same. Yeah, I respect that, and that's just amazing. Alright, so let's take a look at this final one that we have for today. And I do hope that you've been enjoying it thus far. Let's take a look what's about to happen. Alrighty. Seems like he's getting. Oh, wow. Wow, seems like she had a little fall. The least we can do most of the time is to stop. You may not be in a position sometimes to do a whole lot, but it's like this gentleman, he just stopped and, he helped her get back up for whatever reason she would have felt. And so, take each day as a blessing. Take each day as an opportunity to be able to do some good. We love you, appreciate you, and we hope that, you'll grow a little bit more loving, a little bit more kind, and continue to praise God through your deeds. God bless.